the breach. Maybe something like off-road is something you want to take away. Yep, that one goes away.
There you go. You called it. So, I mean, that does mean Sinuous is open.
Sinuous is open, but like there are so many maybe more suitable.
I mean,
maps to
Mudda
pick.
would be good at Sinuous as well.
I
because of
think,
the speed,
yeah.
Right?
Oh,
there you go.
Oh, it's first pick.
Boom, boom.
Let's get some hype in the chat. Sinuous is on the board. This is a map that suits. So it's so interesting, right? Because you have Mudda, who's one of the world's best full speed players on Alliance's side, but then you have Elcon, one of the world's best full speed players on Into the Breach's side. You got Control, the second choice from Into the Breach, and Breaking the Answer.
Okay, so we're gonna see Vortex, I think. Vortex, Frosty will be picked by Mudda, I think. Yeah, Alliance will pick Frosty. Vortex will be picked by ITB, I think. And then it's whether Speed or Airwalk gets picked. So there you go. There comes Vortex from ITB. I think Frosty is going to be the answer coming in from Alliance's side.
They could try something like Airwalk, where Mudda's had really good performances too, but I feel like Frosty is the more natural choice to go for.
The thing is, though, that I think Airwalk will be picked regardless by ITB. So I think Frosty is the pick,
it's
maybe.
also gone a bit under the radar here, but Pool is open. Pool, and we're not talking about speed because we are assuming no team is really preferencing into speed here.
Yeah, but we're gonna see what's being picked here. They're talking about it. There's 5 seconds. Yeah, 5 seconds left now. So I mean, they gotta pick it out.
I'm excited though. I'm already excited. Like, can we just get this 50 man over and start Sinuous?
Is that timer just for show?
I feel the timer fake.
It's a fake timer. It's hit 0 2 times now, and nothing has happened.
Maybe we just get like a flash in a pan, just the last 3 maps at the same time. It could happen here. Oh, we do have the pick. It's Airwalk. Airwalk the choice. And now Elcon getting to choose the map for Into the Breach.
Yep. ITB pick.
That's a tough choice here. Do you favor, like, Frosty Mudda is so good at, but they do still pick it.
Okay, and then Pool is the random one. Speed, like, is... I don't think a lot of people prefer Speed.
I think Sinners might be the only team that really want that map. But, everybody, we gotta talk about this, because we don't get to talk about Sinuous too often. Let's roll the preview of Sinuous and take a look at the map. It's a very speed-heavy map. I have hunted the E version of the map, so I know quite a lot of intricacies about it. There was a wall bang on the map in an early iteration that is now removed, but you still have high speed, 3 speed slides, or S4Ds as they're called, and then you also have a very tricky ice part in the middle of the map.
Did you say S4Ds?
S4Ds.
Okay, so these speed slides are different than the regular speed slides you might encounter in Cup of the Day. These speed slides are triggered manually by pressing the brake button. Yeah,
an S4D is a SD, a speed drift, with a 4 in between it. I don't know where the name comes from. It's one of the worst trick names in the entire game, but you tap brake to start a speed slides again.
Shots fired. Why are you so angry at S4D?
S4D.
It's a cool name.
S4D and Zoop are I have beef. I have beef with letters, Jnic. That's my life. I have ran out of things to care about, so I gotta rename tricks in the game.
Okay. I mean, I'm glad. What didn't you call ice sliding something else in the start?
I tried to call it the slippery slide.
The slippery slide. Okay, so let's not talk about who's making bad names.
I feel Hover Boost is one of the better names that I've come up with. But guys, let's enjoy this while it lasts. The first round played on Sinuous in the Grand League. It took until week 3 to see this match, but now we see it. Elcon versus Mudda. Elcon having to release in this first slide, and here, Mudda's gonna tap brake to get that speed slide. You can tell by the skid marks overlapping behind his car. Getting up to 520 speed there is really, really strong. Here, you have to do a wide jump. It used to be a wall bang, but now it's just a regular turn. And Mime is fighting Mudda here. They're gonna jump over as much as they can if that's snow while getting into an ice slide. Good angle, and now you want a 360.
Beautiful.
To get another ice slide here for the exit. And then we got more full speed coming up. And what's known as a Hunter wall ride. It's a wall ride that curves into a sideways platform. And look at the speed Mudda's able to gain here towards Mime. Able to get a bit closer, but Mime actually holding this first round down. For Into the Breach, 1:02:07. And I think that is a very good time to start us off. Almost the world record.
Almost the world record here. So what I like about this map is that it is so speedy, and it just favors Mudda and Elcon for that matter. You're so right. Both of those players are incredible at full speed. But also the identity. We have the scoreboard Into the Breach versus Alliance at the top of the screen, so it makes the identity a little bit harder to see. Maybe we should try to get that in Cam 2. just so we can see where the players are actually aiming for.
But here you can see the S4D. You can see Mime went for a very tight line, and Mudda went wider, and the speed coming through is just
my God,
dominating to catch back up. But then we see something into the Breach players are doing. They're drifting that one turn rather than the release. Alcon going wide here. Looks like he's losing time, but coming back with speed. And now into the tricky ice part. Alcon also, it must be said, like Alcon and Mudda are like copies of one another. They thrive on ice and full speed. And almost touching the checkpoint. Getting a good line there though. Now into the full speed section. Mudda has more entry speed.
Oh, that's a nice entry.
Line, but wait, it's not over yet. Alcon, the speed here, the setup maybe towards the checkpoint. Up the hill, up the slalom. Driving on these small planks. Mudda though, almost breaking that Dexter record. And a victory for Alliance.
100ths away from the record. Very well played by Mudda. I think we might see the record get broken.
You would hope, right? Like this map, it hasn't been played in any match yet. We only have the offline leaderboard and the Challenge League matches to go by. And I think that record is from the offline leaderboard, so best match time for sure.
Best match time for sure, but these players, they, of course, this is the first time we're seeing, if you just joined in, this is the first time we're seeing Sinuous. It is Into the Breach versus Alliance. It's the first map picked by Alliance. Currently, it's a 3-3 situation, but Mudda and Soldier on P1 and P3 at the moment. Mudda with a great start to the round.
Yeah, the biggest surprise to me so far is that drift from Into the Breach. It cannot be a big difference maker, but something they are opting to do. Now into the 360s, we saw something from Mudda, and I'm wondering if it's on purpose. Going very high on this ice bowl. Looks like he's doing it again. You can see everyone else goes lower, but maybe this gives him more speed. He's about 2 tenths ahead. He's about to be further ahead, because that's a lot of speed going towards the wall ride. Soldier almost there to ace with his teammate, but Alcon has a very good line up this hill. Might have more speed than Soldier. Coming up, and will pass him just barely.
There you go. A 101.8, a new record from Mudda. It only took 3 rounds. And
makes quick work of that.
Makes quick work of it.
I'm scared to even think what his personal best might be on this. I don't know, but with all the tricks you have to do in a map like this, I'm assuming you could go a lot further. Alliance though takes the lead on the map.
They do. 4-5 as we head into round number 4.
Now wide setup from Alcon here. It looks like something he wants. 520 speed there will get him a bit closer, and then this auto slide. Just one brake tap, and then just letting the car drift naturally into the turn. But Mudda is still ahead. Inside approach, having to back out a little bit of it. Mime up to first place now before the ice. But here we again see the different lines. We see Mudda opting for a very wide turn on the bowl.
Getting the 360. It looks so good when they make so good work. It's not easy to do a 360 that perfectly, especially when the checkpoint is placed like it is. It's so easy to touch. But Mime this time is in the lead. Mudda trying to see if he can get
good
close.
Time for Mime. It has been so clean so far. Alcon almost passing Mudda as well, but he holds him off.
Oh my God.
101.67. Mudda actually beating his record from the previous round, but Mime 0.6. That's pretty clean.
Giving the production team some work and having to...
Yeah, they're just going to have to be typing the entire game here.
Yeah.
Can already pre-type the next one. Probably 0.5 or something. I don't know, but... the only way you get to see this map is by having the best players on it. Because players like Carl Jr. and Pac, they will just auto-ban this every match of the season so far. They have banned Sinuous every time.
I think it's also like, it's a good ban if you're not into these very, very momentum-based maps, right?
Yeah, it's high speed, it's ice 360s, speed slides, like it's very new school in all senses of the word. Alcon and Mime though, again a good start. Soldier has not had the greatest impact so far, but this could be where he needs to shine with Mudda. They need to get past at least one guy here to not lose that equal scoreline in the match. They're about to get aced here without...
Oh my...
Mime making a mistake there. Looks like it will save Alliance from potential big point hit as Alcon is driving a clean run up front. That's going to be a good time too. 0.7 from him.
0.7. We're consistently just seeing the old world record being beaten now.
Yeah.
But that's just because we haven't seen this map being played in the TMGL. I think now you talked about Carl Jr. and Pac and Solary.
Yeah.
Last season, last stage, they banned the same map on all of their matches, and they said they just hadn't played the map.
Yeah, they just
think this is the same.
One map.
I think they saw this map and they're like, we're just not gonna touch it.
Yeah.
We're not gonna spend time. So I don't think they've even touched the map. I haven't opened it.
It's like, I mean, they're really good at technical maps with drifting and stuff, but full speed and ice, it's like, we could just not, you know?
Yeah.
Have we thought about it? We could just not play it. We see the difference, like that slide paid off this time. Interesting. Mata going wide, getting a lot of speed for the downhill. This is tough to control. This landing in the downhill, and then also getting on the snow, while setting up for the ice slide in time. Quite a tricky section. Soul just made a mistake. Mata in third. Alert right now for Alliance. They could get aced, and Into the Breach could take the map right this round. Good speed from both of them, extending ahead. Mata needs a miracle ending right now. He needs to gain 0.2, but Mime and Elcon are driving Synergy up the hill. They're not going to lose that lead, and they take Sinuous for the first time with great times, 101.7.
And this was Alliance's map pick, right? So they instantly take sick pace coming into the chat from Mudda as well. I think they, since this map hasn't been played, obviously they didn't know what the paces of the different teams are, and I think Alliance just thought that they had really good pace.
Mudda was insane on this,
but apparently ITB were ready for it. It might have been something ITB honestly wanted to pick as well.
Yeah, it could be that they were like, yeah, but it's Mudda, he's gonna pick it, right?
Yeah.
And then,
well, I
he gets to duke it out.
Yeah, right? And honestly, it might have been ITB's first pick, and they just saw Alliance like, sure. I guess we pick something else then.
Yeah, please do. I mean, be my guest.
Yeah, but exactly. So, great starting map for Into the Breach.
Oh, that made me happy. Didn't you guys like that? That was good. That was a good map.
I still wouldn't rate it as my favorite, but it's a good map.
We've seen a lot of rounds on Grip and Pool and the like that changed things up a little bit. I like that.
It did. I like the 360 ice turn, but we see a lot of those in Freeze. Was that Frosty?
Frosty, yeah. Frosty has a lot of... Oh, Mudda with a mistake here on control. Talking about going into this game, Mudda is one of the players that makes the least mistakes. Has had the most consistent performance.
Yep.
With the pace right now being put on by Into the Breach is kind of making him have to take some risks to keep up. And they're continuing that streak into control. The splits here once again fast, dropping a 42 on that checkpoint from Mime.
Yeah, this is gonna be
actually on pace.
Actually,
to potentially it's gonna be an ace most likely with the mistakes, but
4 seconds down to Soldier, so Elcon even has a lot of time to work with. Mime just has to get these final.
Mime does here.
I think Mime is gonna go for safing. Yeah, that's a safe.
I don't know, Jnic. This could be close to that record pace. He has the splits for it. Last jump, if he gets this clean. 110 point what, Mime? 0.5, okay.
I did see, like, he is jumping pretty high in the ending.
Wait, Elcon made it's a drop.
Oh, Elcon made 9 seconds of mistakes towards the ending.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
We didn't even catch that.
We were so lost in this pace sauce.
Yeah. In the pace sauce?
In the pace sauce, we got too caught up with the Mexican currency.
In the pace.
I'm so sorry. I am so sorry.
That was unironically a good one, because I didn't even think of that.
But alas, we go into the next round here. It's a draw, and the draw is fine. We get to see more Trackmania. 5 games being played today. This is game 4, and it's
Elcon, huge mistake. Now Alliance, they see this dent in the armor. They're gonna poke it. That, you gotta make use of situations like this, right?
Yeah, and Into the Breach are losing a little bit of the momentum from the first map win here. Mime being kept up with by Alliance. They are in relatively close range, and the pace is quite a lot slower than last time, so not needing to risk that much to keep up with Mime, but still a clean run though. Still an opportunity to keep that first place, but he needs some clean jumps.
Yeah, he could make this a draw. Soldier is right there with him. Soldier going for a super low jump. That was very risky, but look how far ahead that puts him. Mime does have a little bit more speed, so he's getting closer, but still 0.1.
Soldier has it. Soldier has it.
So it's really hard to determine which line there would be fastest, mostly because like our spectator cam isn't the perfect, you can't overlook every single detail when you're just looking at one car. But what Soldier did is that he slowed down a lot in the air to accelerate halfway through the jump and then get a very low jump. What Mime did was jump a little bit higher, have more speed through most of the jump, but also having to land a little bit later. It's hard to see what exactly is fastest and not, but Soldier did maintain that lead, and he made up about 0.2 almost in the ending just by getting a better identity.
And it's so important for Alliance that Soldier is playing these rounds and not crashing, because Usually it's Mura making sure that no crashes are happening, but in these rounds he's made a lot of mistakes already, and Soldier has been there to defend, keeping the scoreline much more level than it might have otherwise been.
It's good to see Soldier being first as well.
Yeah, it's great. Mura is not the only great player, but he does get a lot of the spotlight with the pace he's driving. Now, oh, what a landing into that bobsleigh. Beautiful exit as well. He can push for a lot of speed through this, extend his lead against Alcon. Mime looked like he made a mistake on the back there, and that is going to be a second.
Mura is on great pace here. He should be able to maintain a lead on Elcon, at least up until the identity. Elcon needs to go for some risky lines here if he wants to try to secure this draw.
That is low.
Yeah, that is a really low. But you can see he also got up next to him now. Now only one car length separating the two players.
Oh my God,
really
Elcon,
low.
what a risk.
There's no shot. What a beautiful identity from Elcon. 110.68, but a great risk there in the end.
That is perfection in the last two jumps. Two low jumps, pixel perfect next to the ledges, and he lands with enough speed to carry. Like, that was really
that is the risk we're talking about you can take here in the identity of control, but it's also super risky. Like, it is so easy to not get the landing down. It's so easy to clip one of the bobsleigh blocks.
Also making up for the missed ace earlier. They had a good lead and a potential ace. That one fell to the wayside, but here, denying the ace from Alliance when Mime made a mistake, so...
Elcon with a really tight line. He could have touched that corner, just kissed it a little bit, because that would give you the penalty, but he did avoid it.
Jump. Ooh, good landing from Alcon. Soldier went really wide there, not getting full grip with the cone structure here. Alcon having a diagonal approach. No,
oh, I think Mura touched the wall.
He did indeed, and the two Into the Breach players go up into first and second now, looking for the ace, and maybe Mura is the one who has to get those Alcon jumps to defend here. The Breach could, with this, take a big lead in the map. And never mind, Alcon. The risk shows that it is indeed risky.
Double up on the mistakes.
This is tough now. Mime crashed while taking the checkpoint. Might not make the jump. This could be an ace.
Soldier might come back up now.
Where's Soldier? Soldier coming through for the ace.
Shot.
Mime did everything he could, but once you crash while taking the checkpoint, respawning is not going to save you, right? He had to work with a very slow jump and almost got across, but it is the ace for Alliance.
Now Alliance up to 7 points, 7-3. We have seen a comeback here earlier today. I think KC versus Big was 7-2 and still came back. Didn't win the map, but came back to like a 8-9 think.
Yeah, it went to overtime.
Yeah,
it was overtime.
So it's Into the Breach definitely not out yet, but they have to start pulling up the pace a little bit, because Mura and Soldier, they are not gonna give up this map easily.
Ooh, that was a mistake already. Two mistakes. Even Mime barely staying on the track. But Soldier now up in first quite clearly. But this is where he made a mistake last time, going a little too high on losing grip. Keeps full ground contact now. 2 tenths down to Alcon, and Mura will go up next to Alcon here before this icy wheel turn. You get a little bit more turn radius, and you actually are able to clear that at full speed. Done properly. But here, he's sandwiched between the two Alliance players, and he needs to pull out some great jumps once again to the fence.
Yeah, we have seen Alcon do some amazing jumps here in the ending, going super low once again.
He's gonna do it twice. Soldier has a stronger lead than Mura did, but is Alcon gonna get past here? Might Mura get past him? That's not gonna happen. The speed is in Alcon's favor, but the result remains. Alliance up to 9-4.
9-4. So we're looking at 2 aces for Into the Breach to get back here. And I mean, it's not impossible, but any mistake from ITB now will give Alliance the map.
It will. They had some really stunning pace in round 1 with Mime, but after that, he's made a few mistakes now, and you can see it on the scoreline. Alliance very close to locking this one in. And that would be the players winning each other's maps.
It would, yep. This is, for those who just joined, this is Alliance's map pick. ITB won first map, which was Sinuous, picked by Alliance, and now Alliance are looking to win Into the Breach's map pick control here, so they could be trading maps, but that's fine. They don't mind that.
To be honest, both teams are looking like... Into the Breach looked really strong on Sinuous, so it's okay, but in Hero Control, Alliance clearly more consistent than the Into the Breach players so far. Now, no point loss can be had. Alcon needs to stabilize this. It's going to be a shaky one. He's losing time. And as long as the Alliance players are ahead of Alcon, they will be taking this map.
They just need one person to not, to be first, second, and that's gonna be it, right? Yeah. So they're gonna be fine. Mudda is far ahead in the lead. Soldier jumping in there. I think Mime made a mistake as well, so they're gonna be acing it.
The pace from Mudda though is kind of fast. Is that a good 0.4?
0.4 is still a solid
a really
time.
sick time. It was like, is he gonna just get the record now? I don't know. Okay. Alliance take the map. 1-1.
Okay, so let's take a look at some of these replays.
Well, we gotta see the Alcon jumps again.
We gotta see the Alcon jumps again.
Right
they were amazing.
He was 2 tenths behind, and then after the first jump, he caught up a tenth fully, and then on the second one, just so low near that wall, able to get a clean landing as well. Beautiful.
But then Alliance getting the aces due to ITB making mistakes here.
Yeah, this was the Mime. Like he just barely didn't have the speed. Even with the bounce, it was so close. But I mean, imagine he lands that clean, right? That would be.
Then he would have gotten it.
Yeah, I think so. So now we're heading on to breaking. This is Alliance's second map pick. They were so good here the first time they played it. Mudda winning 4 out of the 5 rounds he played on it, and his pace, his average pace, is 113.1, which is just incredible.
Mudda is good here, and he this is one of the maps we've talked about earlier that is very volatile, as Virtual says. It's very easy to make huge mistakes. It's very easy to touch a wall, slide out, jump in a hole. So we're gonna have to see if Alliance, I feel like, is known for being consistent. You know, like they know when to slow down. They know when to make big plays. And Alcon has already made a pretty huge mistake. So they're gonna try to pressure Mime to force him into driving faster than he's comfortable with. Their Mudda getting so much speed.
That outside line, my god, what a overtake. Just getting so much more speed in that sector. Also setting up Wider here to push even further ahead on that cruise control. And now Soldier will join him. An ace is possible. Mime now needs a really good identity. Don't even think about pushing for fast pace. You have to push all in here to catch up to Soldier.
Oh, yeah, he might be up. Get up next to him. He has to push here the ending though. So much speed, all the speed, he gets it, but Soldier also gets a beautiful turn, and that's gonna be an ace coming in from Alliance on their own map pick. Beautifully done, and Mudda with a 113.5.
And Mudda has in matches on the server never crashed on this map. That's another 113.5. He hasn't crashed a single time.
That is so impressive coming in from Mudda.
Just clean, flawless on this map so far. And Mudda's a player that we talked about. He doesn't play the warm-ups. You get like
he just sits and waits, right?
Yeah, you get 10 to 20 seconds to just drive the first couple of turns on the map again, make sure everyone loads in properly. He never plays it to keep like, because when he practices, he just does full runs of the map every time. And he wants to keep that rhythm that he has. And he's doing that right now. That rhythm still stays. Alcon once again trailing a little bit in the start, but this ice slide is one of the hardest parts of the map. Getting the exit here right to go down this sharp downhill and then getting the entry for that outside dirt. Very tricky. So even though Alcon is behind, he's catching up. But look at this. The Alliance players have done it perfectly.
They have, and without crashing. And you were right, Mudda and Soldier consistently driving through the map without any major mistakes. Mudda taking up a lot of that penalty
that might
ice.
Be the first mistake, but it's not really a crash.
It's not a crash. It's just a little bit slower. But he can still push himself back up there if he gets a good ride. Oh, that is a crash coming in from Mudda.
And a crash from Alcon as well.
Was that through the checkpoint?
I think it might have been.
Oh, and Mime as well. No shot.
Alcon is there. Alcon is there.
Mudda respawned again.
Yes, so close. This battle for that third place will go to Mime by 300ths of a second.
I think Mudda respawned twice. I think he could have gotten second place.
Very close. And it's in a draw. Soldier also able to drop a mid 113. And Alliance are looking very strong on this map. This was their second choice, but honestly, if they picked this against someone like Solary, I think they would win the map at the level the teams are currently.
Absolutely. But Alliance looking to be a heavy favor here on breaking the third track. Definitely understandable why they picked this map.
Such a fast start from Mudda, just all in push, so high up there. Don't think he wanted to go that high, but able to control it, able to navigate through those dirt bumps and get up to first again before the ice slide. Now here we see some different exits. We see some players favor going very late, but really the ideal trajectory is what you're seeing right there from Mudda. Barely past the side of that hole. Not able to get all the way on the outside, but Soldier was, and he's going to fly past one into the breach player, almost two into that downhill, but it's great pace being displayed up front. Mudda might have this on lock now and do another crashless run, and a fast run at that. The splits are quite impressive here, Jnic.
Soldier is right there, trying to get that ace together with his teammate here. Elcon and Mime are right next to him, though. It's 3 players within 1/10 of a second. Can Soldier overtake here in the ending? Final right-hander. He gets it beautifully, and I think that's going to be the ace for Alliance.
And look at this time, 1:13.11 from Mudda. Really nice. An ace for Alliance, 7-1.
7-1. What a statement. ITB are looking to fall behind right now, and Alliance are going to get that momentum.
They are. I mean, and I don't know how Alcon and Mime are feeling about this. If you're getting obliterated on a map and you knew your opponent was going to pick it and you knew they were fast and you see exactly the pace you might have expected, then maybe it's not the biggest deal in the world. Maybe you can just think, okay, we have our map coming up after. That's our fighting chance. Because so far, we haven't seen a lot of 113s from the Into the Breach side. So maybe they're just like, okay, if 113.5 is the bar, then we're not going to jump over it. We're just not.
I mean, that's the thing, right? You cannot let a mental barrier start to develop. Just because your opponent's team are driving fast on a map, just because they won twice in a row or won on your map pick, there is the worst thing that can happen is that you start to tilt, and Soldier not getting the
lose
slide.
Further time here. He's going to be about 2 seconds behind. Opportunity arises for Into the Breach. Can they capture this moment and try to get past Mudda? He had a perfect ending last time, just about, slowing down to 350 on that first one, but Mime is keeping up. And now the second one, 280 speed roundabout is what you want. He sets up wide, gets a lot of extra speed, but he's somehow just losing time to Mudda there. Mudda with a great end, 113.3, and it's a draw.
It is a draw, but Alliance will take draws any day. If they can just continue to do that, they're still going to win. Even if they take losses, like round losses, they're still going to win the map.
Are eventually going to bleed out with the current scoreline.
As you say, they don't have enough HP to keep playing like that. They got to get an ace in, and I don't think Alliance is going to give up an ace that easily, especially not with Mudda on the team.
Yeah, the problem is Mudda is driving so fast, and then that one round that Mudda crashed, his first crash on the map, by the way, Soldier drove a 130.6.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, gaining points against a team like that is just so ridiculous.
There's not a lot to do. You gotta hope for some miracles to happen. Maybe multiple crashes, or you just gotta be Gwen, I guess.
Yeah, Gwen and Binks against Mudda and Soldier on this. That's a spectacle. And we did actually get to see them play already this season. But that's like the 2 top teams on this map, I imagine, stylistically. But look at Mime. Let's not scoff over this. Mime on this map in the start, consistently keeping up with, and here crushing Mudda and Soldier. He's beating them by 2/3 of a second, and he's actually on world record pace up front. Even though Elkin's crashed, he has to hold this. Mudda's coming closer, dancing left to right, getting that move into the checkpoint perfectly. Mime 700s, Mudda clipping off. Mime getting the last turn, trying to get close to the fence as much speed as he can manage, and it's a 113.3 for him. And with that respawn from Mudda, Elcon, he doesn't have the speed. He's too slow. He didn't get up the till, and that means Mudda gets third.
I mean, whether or not it sucks for ITB. Alliance doesn't really care if it's a draw or if it's a loss, because they get that 1 point that they're looking for, and they just need one more.
The one thing I would feel for Into the Breach there is if they get the victory and they go up to 4-9, they can double ace. But here they have to ace, and then, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
When a crash in the start from Alcon.
I think that kind of seals the deal. That puts the nail in the coffin. Elcon is 3-4 seconds behind now.
Yeah, the speed as well. Oh, hang on.
Mudda, though, which, I mean, it doesn't make it impossible. Soldier could make a mistake now.
I guess, but even with that mistake, Jnic, Mudda seems to still be 2 seconds ahead.
Elcon made another mistake.
So, an unlikely scenario, but let's never call it too soon.
Nothing is over.
Do you reckon if we combine our Caster Curse forces, we could actually make this happen?
No, our Caster Bless forces.
Sorry, rather, yeah.
For ITB.
Reverse Bless forces.
Yeah. No, not reverse. That's a curse as well. Co-caster here does not know how blesses and curses work, but that is fine because we're seeing Mime on a very solid first place. 0.3 of a second ahead of Soldier, but Soldier and Mudda, they need to be on 3rd and 4th for ITB to have any more chances on this map, and it does not look like that's going to happen. He's going to drive into the railing. So actually, Mudda and Soldier are going to end it off with an ace.
Yeah, cleaning up the stats a little bit, keeping that streak going. Still, though, Great showing from, I think Into the Breach would beat a lot of teams on this, but just the level you have to drive at to beat Alliance on this is quite insane.
Yeah, I think Alliance will beat...
Sorry, Into the Breach would beat a lot of teams. Rather, Alliance will beat everyone.
Alliance? No, I think they would... against G1, it's like a 50-50 who's going to win.
Yeah.
But I think ITB was definitely also faster, like, no doubt about that. But they were just pushed beyond what they were comfortable driving because of Alliance's consistency and their pace. Now, we're going to jump into Vortex.
I'm excited about this. I'm so excited about this. It's two different philosophies. We see Mudda going for a seesaw in the start. Just, well, you can't see. We're playing replays. He's just dancing on this moving block. But Vortex, I associate this map in my brain with Into the Breach because of their line in week 1 where they go for a bug slide. Mudda played that this map recently.
Welcome.
And got a really good time, a 105.3. And he did not use their line, but Mime is probably going to use it here. Going wide on this turn so that he can get a lot of speed into this turn. And with that speed, he's going to jump through the checkpoint, land in a bug slide up the hill, and then carry on. You can see he caught up to Mudda and also kept a lot of speed here. But
it was faster. He got up closer to Mudda. But Alliance will take use and try to benefit from the fact that Elcon made a mistake in the start. They really need to. So this could be points for Alliance if Mudda maintains this lead. Mime is going to try to see if he can push. He's also going to try to see if he can push here in the final right-hander. This could determine whether or not he overtakes Mudda. If he gets enough speed out of this, he actually ends up sliding twice, so it takes away a little bit more of the speed. So they're equal, I think. But Mudda is ahead, and he's not going to give up this. Oh!
Hang on, Soldier! Oh, okay, a bit too far. He was 0.6. It could have maybe happened.
Do you think that's faster going down as late as possible?
So I saw Bren do this in the KC match. He went very late up and said, okay, I don't need the speed because the finish line is pretty close. Looked to gain like a few hundreds maybe. But yeah, no, that was very close. It was so satisfying as well to see just how similar the move needs to be on the pipe to get through.
Okay, so Elcon getting through the start there without a mistake. So we see all 4 players.
And now we will see both the Into the Breach players, I think, go for this wild line. You can see it from the perspective of the Alliance players. Looks like their opponents are just not playing the map as it's meant to be played, but then flying through Mime, backing out of the bug slide there last second, maybe realizing it wouldn't work, and will take a quite big time loss because of that, but leaves Alcon up in first, using that line, 0.1 checkpoint, and the pace is there.
Yeah, Elcon just needs to drive through this smoothly. He is in a pretty demanding lead, about a car length ahead of Mudda, but Mudda is pushing as hard as he can, and they're now shoulder to shoulder here. They will be driving tandem into the finish.
Oh, the speed! Elcon back
Mudda pushing so hard, getting the overtake, and now he has the advantage. Will Elcon be able to overtake here in the final left-hander? He might with a good speed slide. Not quite enough, and Mudda overtaking Elcon in the ending.
Mudda keeping it clean on this. That is such a close race there, though. They both had about the same drift trajectory. Elcon was like, oh, I'm not sure I'm going to release. And Mudda was like, yeah, full speed it.
Victory. And that's what we're talking about. Sometimes it's like those 5 speed that you get from...
Oh, yeah.
That's actually a big difference.
The full commit there is what won them the round.
So we go into round number 3. Alliance up 4-2. They've won the last 2 rounds here, so... As long as it goes like this, Alliance might even take another map from ITB.
Yeah, and Jnic, I have another stat for you. Mudda's actually never crashed on this map either. In now 9 rounds of play, no big crashes costing him over 2 seconds.
You can see just how far behind Elcon and Mime are, but then...
wow, this is scary now.
And that's the thing about that bug slide line. It is risky.
Oh, 100%. They're one of the only teams going for it. We only saw it adopted by KC.
Oh, no.
And talking about Mudda's clean sheet, about his non-mistake run on this map too, it will again result in him crashing. Not my fault though, but impressive to drive this 9 rounds in a row on World Record pace without crashing. Mime versus Soldier. It's gonna be in favor of Mime.
I think Soldier has like 1 or 2 more speed than Mime, but I don't know if it's enough. He needs to get a good line in the ending, not getting the speed there, and Mime will maintain the lead. So ITB will get the 2 points, 1 point for Alliance.
But wow, that round in the start, just after the bug slide, it looked like they were getting aced. And Into the Breach getting out of that with a win is quite fortunate. They really, with that result, is the only way they stayed in this map. Because if you drop down 5 points of a difference, it's very hard.
You can see just how important the start is. Elcon losing 0.2, maybe even 0.3
Might
now.
be 0.3, yeah, on the checkpoint. It's going to be, yeah, 0.3 to the closest opponent. Now we go into this, about equal beforehand. Can Mime, with this outside line, catch up to Mutta, going for the inside? Looks like Mime has made a mistake, actually, so no. Elcon, though, will be getting slightly closer, but...
But look at that. Look at that, though. Elcon was 0.4 behind the first place. But, yeah, okay, so...
The speed is hard to manage as well, and now they are in a dire spot, Jnic.
Now Soldier and Mutta just has to drive consistently into the finish. They're almost a second ahead of Mime, the fastest player of ITB for this round. So they have a lot of wiggle room to work with. Let's see if they can get through this pipe version or section of the identity without making any huge mistakes. It does look like both of them are doing it clean. And then one more turn into the finish. That's gonna be an ace for Alliance, jumping up to 8 points.
This would be massive. They won their opponent's map pick earlier, but here they can do it again and take a very strong 3-1 lead on the map. Just needs one more regular victory now. And Into the Breach are basically looking for an ace at some point. That was a big mistake from Soldier, crashing the checkpoint.
But Mutta is still in there, and we've only seen Mutta crash once on this map. Not just today, but in total. So, definitely not going to give up an ace to Into the Breach easily. And he's also in the lead here, but if you take a look at the checkpoint times, they're going to be about 0.2 behind Mutta now. But if they get this bug slide...
Looks like they finally have it down, but it's still not enough to pass him.
Oh no, they did not get it super clean either, so they're going to maintain that 0.2, 0.1 deficit here. They're going to get a lot of speed into this right-hander. That is where Elcon ended up getting a slide because he had so much speed. Mutta is still kind of far ahead, multiple car lengths, about 0.2, so Elcon and Mime has a lot on their plate to get up there.
The checkpoint from Mutta as well is the reason they can't keep up with it. The Australian is driving close to his old world record pace, no longer the record, but around 0.3, 0.4 on the track. A really clean run here coming through from Mutta. And are the Into the Breach players going to survive? Looks like Elcon's respawn, and they only need the regular victory. That is Soldier taking the map with his team. And a nice 0.420 from Mutta. He's going to drop the Blazed in chat, just like last week.
He drops the Blazed in chat. Of course he does. Well played, Mutta. And that's going to be map 4, victory by Alliance. That's going to put Alliance up to match point in terms of maps. So they only need to win one more map. And this map that is coming up right now is Alliance's map pick.
But you can tell how close it is. It's just a few hundreds in some rounds that really make or break the result. But ultimately, that one ace, though, from Alliance really pushed them too far ahead for Into the Breach to catch up.
And now we're going to be looking at Alliance's map pick, which is Airwalk. We've seen this earlier today as well. We've seen some very unfortunate bounces earlier today on Airwalk, where the bouncing blocks that you see here on the start, they also are featured in the middle and the end of the map. Shoot players in a little bit of unpredictable direction sometimes.
So I just wonder when I see a map like this, as you said, with the unpredictability of the end, if Mutta's figured it out. Because Mutta is probably the player who's most meticulous about his practice.
Yeah.
And will look for all kinds of setups, all kinds of like, oh, if I have this exact speed going in, I press left at this time, and I release when I see myself passing that tree on the left. Like, just whatever the setup might be, he will try to find something that works every time. He values the consistency so much for an ending like that, and maybe he's going to keep that up.
I think he is, but you are right. He's very meticulous in all his training. He's going a little bit wide there on the apex for that drift, but might want to do that to make sure he keeps the gear. Soldier in the lead though. Elcon right behind. All of the players get through this middle crux of the map. So we're going to have to see. It's probably going to come down to this identity here. Elcon overtaking Soldier here for a moment. Mutta is right behind. It's going to be so difficult. Mutta getting slung backwards. Elcon. Soldier flying out of nowhere. Getting the overtake. Me spitting on my co-caster because I'm yelling so loud. Damn, that is an impressive overtaking the ending from Soldier.
Looked like Mutta just jumped too low there, so it was not really the block's fault, but the setup did not go the way he envisioned. But Soldier, what an ending. Just a few hundreds out of both with a clean jump into that finish. If you haven't seen this map before and you're wondering what is going on, how are the cars flying, they're jumping onto bumper blocks. The second the car touches it, it will bump in the direction that you are moving. at the same time. And also the push by the arrows, the way the arrows pointing, so.
Yeah, I mean, and they are a little bit unpredictable. We did see Mudda, he touched the corner of it and just got full blasted in the wrong direction. So it is not always as easy as it looks, but if you do the mechanic as intended, you should be flying straight into the finish, and Soldier did it really well and got the snipe for first.
And now into the next round, Mime has a really strong lead. Some of the fastest splits we have seen as well on the map. Going a little bit wide there though. Able to avoid the pillar up to the last checkpoint here. Mudda with a better drift. Also more speed perhaps in the setup. Going to release later than Mime. Getting a lower jump because of that. And that might be Mudda winning the round. Where is...
Oh, Mime getting further to the left there and getting the overtake in the ending. But yeah, you could not see him. He was out of frame.
Mime getting a much tighter trajectory.
Yeah.
Mudda jumping further with more speed. Still not paying off. 2-2. On airwalk.
But every point that Alliance gets puts them closer to closing out this match. So it is a lot more pressure on ITB's shoulders than there are on, or than there is on Alliance's shoulders at the moment. So any point going to Alliance is a lot of pressure on ITB.
Yeah, but they have really, I think, with that time from Mime, the 108.3, that's some of the fastest we have seen. Next to Gwen, you know, dropping the 0.2. So if they can keep delivering that, this is going to be a map that's going to be troublesome for Alliance to win, even though they picked it. And we're this late into the picking phase that you've gotten your favorite maps out. Like, this is clearly not their favorite. And Mime and Elcon are very competitive on it.
So we're going to go into this jump once again, see if they can all get the middle. They will be getting the middle here. Elcon is in the back. Mudda and Soldier driving next to each other as a team, and Mime in front. Who's gonna get the identity the best? Elcon overtaking up to second place for a brief moment, but is that gonna hold? Are they gonna get that ace down almost? Mudda overtaking for first 5,000ths of a second, and Soldier on third.
You can tell how much jumping to the left matters because it looks like Mime was ages behind Mudda there, but still he touches the finish line sooner. And then you can maybe add that OTAC movement by going fully sideways left to maybe touch the finish line a few hundreds faster.
But the question is if the bouncer block takes into account how your car is facing.
Most likely, and there's probably all kinds of signs behind that. Maybe that's also how some of these weird bounces started happening last game. But 3-4 is the scoreline. Alliance up in the lead.
Alliance getting closer to locking this map down. Once again, if you just joined, Alliance is on match point, which means that if they win this map, they're gonna win the series against Into the Breach. So ITB definitely on a high pressure situation. You can see just how high Elcon goes in the apex of that jump, or that turn.
Maybe he wants more speed to ensure Gear 5. Mudda getting it, and Elcon also, but trailing by a little bit. All players, though, within just a 10th here before the identity once more, and this is going to be chaos. Try to peel your eyes to the screen to keep up with what's happening. Who gets the best jumps? We're seeing the Alliance players release later most of the time. Elcon going very wide here. Looks like he will not be winning it. Might be Mudda, might be Mime. Mudda taking it by 700ths and extending Alliance's lead.
6-4. They're getting closer and closer to being in that dangerous 7-point lead where they can ace it to get the victory. So this is looking a little bit harsh for Into the Breach. Also remember, it is Alliance's map pick, so it makes sense that they're also performing great on it, but that does not mean ITB cannot put up a great fight.
It has a lot of elements that I would think suit Into the Breach. The plastic, the grass. This is some of Into the Breach's strongest elements, is driving on slippery surfaces. Whenever there's a couple of day map with grass or plastic, I immediately think, oh god, this is going to be an Elcon win. But here, in the airwalk, we also have that identity, the tricky jump across the sky, and so far, Mudda and Soldier have been nailing it almost every time, and that has to be very tough to play against. Here, though, the wide setup from Elcon to get Gear 5. Mime jumping out. Now, an ace would be detrimental to Into the Breach's chances. They have to deny that, but Elcon is almost getting past here by Mudda. They all get the jump between the pillars, and the identity remains. Elcon cannot miss this jump. Is he gonna get a good setup here? Soldier still about 0.1 ahead, but he lands close on the arrow. Just jump wide though. Mudda with a more inside trajectory. He gets first, but Soldier's missed it.
That is unfortunate that Soldier
missed it again.
Soldier could get second place. Still, he's going to miss it again. Almost, but he touched the corner. That is going to be enough to get into the finish. Mime trying to get up to third place. Not quite. I mean, they're within 0.4 of each other, even though both of them are 13 seconds behind.
That was such an important fight for that first place, but 5-8, and that means an ace from Into the Breach is necessary at some point here.
Yeah, they can
sustain one bad round.
One damage is what they can sustain. Yeah, but they have to spit out an ace ASAP. See if they can do that right now.
I mean, that was a good opportunity to get that ace with one mistake and, well, a great time from Mudda though. A 0.5 is not easy for both your players to beat. Gonna go wide here for Elcon. Gonna not get that drift as well in the downhill. And this is tough now. Mime at least needs to get first. But Elcon may be able to get back there. Maybe with this wider setup, this speed, he cannot jump out here.
That is a tight line. I think he lost it.
Oh, he did lose it, actually.
Yeah, so he lost the gear. That's going to put him a little bit further back. We don't see a hard breakaway from the Alliance players, though. And Mime is still in the lead, or at least second place. So he can still overtake Soldier in the end. But it's going to be down to this final jump. This could be Alliance taking home the victory. Mudda and Soldier, first and second. Mime trying to jump far inside to the left. But it does look like it is going to be a Mime with the overtake with 0.003 of a second. I almost called the wrong situation. And that's going to keep ITB in the match for at least one more round.
That is surviving by a hair. Like, it does not get closer to the game ending. And annoyingly for Alliance, they still have to play one more round here. Mime saying it's not over till it's over. Let's see what we can make of one more opportunity. Elcon was quite far behind in that previous round. This time he's ahead of Soldier, but he needs to get past Mudda as well. Gets a little bit more speed perhaps for this jump, but also has some more difficult landing to control. That looks flat though, but it is going to shake a little bit, and he is going to lose very important 10th here to Mudda. Mudda now, he can be the one to close the game. Just needs to get those jumps right. Soldier might be able to pass Elcon as well, but so long as this gap here, this 4/10 of a second gap remains, Mudda has all the power in his hands to end the game on the spot.
Yes, if Elcon does not gain half a second on Mudda, which is very difficult to do, then it's going to be Alliance's map to win now, and indeed the whole series against Into the Breach is going to go to Alliance. It's going to be here that's going to decide it, the identity. Will Mudda make a mistake? Will it open the door?
He's going to miss.
Oh, Elcon does not miss. What is this ending?
A nice side flip, a nice attempt, a nice series here, but Alliance take it 4-1 against Into the Breach.
What a wicked ending. I mean, if you gotta lose, you might as well lose with style, right?
That was a risky approach. Elcon went all in for that. But it is a 4-1. Alliance, their good streak. They did lose that one game.
Yes.
In a 7-game series.
But still 2-1 in terms of victories right now. That's really good for Alliance. And that's also gonna put ITB even further down. That's 3 losses in a row for ITB.
But what I feel for ITB is they played like the three of the strongest teams right now.
Yep.
Like, they played Big and Solary, who are both 3-0 so far in the league. And now Alliance went 2-1. Like, they have had some tough opponents.
Yes, but
maybe they can find something more in the second half of the season.
Well, you gotta hope that they're able to do that, right? But you can also say the same for Big. Big are fighting some of the toughest opponents in the start as well, but they're winning 3 matches in a row. So it is tough for ITB. The start of this season isn't what they exactly have been looking for, but they can still fight back strong, put in a little bit more practice into next week's matches maybe, or you know, I don't know who are they fighting next week. They're gonna be fighting Sinners.
Sinners next week. That is an important game for both teams.
For both teams, because both teams have lost 3 matches now.
Indeed. Guys, that